Right, today we are going to be going over converting a 7450 auto sampler, which samples 40 mil Vo vials, to a 7550 auto sampler, which does thermal desorption tubes. First thing we need to do is we need to exchange the grippers. These ones are set up for the Vo vials. These are the ones for the thermal desorption tubes. You'll notice that there's a small side and a large side. The small side goes towards the tower. So we're going to start with the back one. I'm going to remove the screw. And that just slides off. I'm going to leave the screw attached. Like I said, small side towards the tower. And I just repeat the process with the front gripper. Next thing we're going to do is remove the racks. This gives us easier access to everything, and we will be replacing the racks with a 7550 rack. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we have to disconnect the soil transfer line so that once we put the 7550 tower on, we will connect it to the oven on that. So to do that, there are 4 thumb screws. There's one at the top here. Alright, once those 4 thumb screws are removed, you slide the whole cover straight forward and then place it out of the way. Alright, to remove the transfer line, we're going to start with removing this screw which holds the clamp in. So remove that, put that off to the side, and you take a 5/16 inch wrench, support your transfer line, and Alright, once that's removed, replace your clamp. That way you do not lose it. And replace your cover using the same 4 thumb screws you've removed. Alright, now that you have the soil transfer line removed, we can now remove the tower from the auto sampler and place it to the side so we then can hook up the 7550 tower. So for doing that, we're just going to give it a little gentle tilt and lift straight up, and then bring it to the side and position it right about there. Alright, now that that's to the side, we'll take the 7550 tower, just lift that up, and you'll notice there are 3 pins in the bottom. Those 3 pins key in the 3 holes on the base plate. So pick that up, slide it into position, and it locks in. Now we need to move the electrical connections from the side of the aux box up to the back of the 7550 tower. So we are going to start with the 24 volt DC in. So disconnect here. And bring it around. Connect up here. Alright, next connection is the 24 volt out that powers the auto sampler. We're going to disconnect here. Connect right up on the tower. Alright. Next connection is the communication. So we loosen the 2 jack screws. And we connect to the communication port here. Alright, next connection is the 2-pin that controls the gripper. Disconnect. And connect up here. The next connection we're going to do is the USB. So go ahead and disconnect here. This is the one that goes to the computer. Connect that into the USB port. And the last electrical connection we need to make is the remote I/O, which this cord goes to the concentrator, the 7000E. Connect that to our adapter that is coming out of the tower. We're going to connect is your purge inlet, so that goes to your tank of helium. So connect that here, and then we use two 7/16" wrenches. Hold the nut there, and tighten it. Alright, the next two lines that we need to connect are the purge gas from the 7000 and to the 7000. So we're going to use a 5/16" wrench and disconnect both of these. Once they are loose, generally take them off with your fingers. Then we connect them to the top. From the 7000 goes to the concentrator inlet. To the 7000 goes to the concentrator outlet. Then we use our same 5/16" wrench and tighten those on. The last connection we need to make here is the gripper outlet. You'll notice the piece of tubing coming from the Z assembly. And we need to connect that to the gripper outlet. And then tighten. And if your tower is equipped with the internal standard option, this is where you would plumb in your internal standard tank. The maximum setting for your internal standard tank is 30 psi. Okay, cut. Remove 4 thumb screws. We'll start with the 2 on this side. We'll move around and do the 2 on this side. Now this cover has a fan on the inside, which is wired in, so just bring it over, place it right to the side, leaving the fan connected. Now what we're going to do is take our Phillips head screwdriver and remove this clamp. Now this gives us access to the 16th union right here, which we can pull out just a little bit with our pliers. And we will take our soil transfer line and we will connect to that union. We use 2 wrenches to tighten this down. So we hold the middle and then tighten the nut. Once that's tight, push that back inside the valve oven. And replace our clamp. Once that is replaced, we will now take our cover, slide it back around, slide the wire in there a little bit, and we will replace the 4 thumb screws in the same order that they came out.
Go ahead.
Alright, now that everything is back together, we can replace our racks. We are going to replace them with the 7550 racks that hold the thermal desorption tubes. Be sure when you are replacing the racks that you put them in the correct positions. So take our AC power, connect it in there. Changeover complete.